And welcome to Groningen in the north of Holland, a city of 170,000 souls, including 20,000 students. No one-horse town this, they have a riotous sense of humor. That's Uncle Louis's horse, and he's a local comic figure. Once upon yesteryear, large seagoing ships voyaged to Groningen, and many facades down there still reflect the golden age. As all Dutch towns, they have a network of canals bustling with activity, but the small boats are often dwelling places for students who can't find anywhere to lay their weary heads. Pride of Groningen, the 96-meter-high Martini Tower, with a life-size horse as weathercock. At the foot of the tower is the center of the city, the great market. Well, with 2,000 shops selling everything from wooden clogs to enormous cheeses, browsing is a natural pastime. The Gold Office dates from 1635. The new town hall signposts the way ahead for the city designated one of rapid growth. A dynamic and pleasant town, host for the last international heat, and the games are staged here in the town park. And that's the big ship, and the teams are on there with the big Riders Jazz Band, all ripping it off, raving away, because it's going to be a great night. That's our boat and the teams. First of all, the Belgian team of Alger. They're from Flanders. And then FL, there's something you've never seen before. It's a team from Liechtenstein. Then the German team, D of Ettlingen. The French team of Saint-Gaudens. They're from the south of France near Toulouse. Then you will see the famous team of Edinburgh. Enormously popular here, but they can't hear them. Ah, yes, they can. And Sylvie Marina. They're from the Adriatic coast of Italy. And last of all, the team of Groningen, the Dutch. Listen to the cheers. Ooh. Oh. Well, that's the size of the crowd. Thousands of people here. The Edinburgh team are just departing, waving to us behind them. Good luck. We hope they do well. Some great games coming up. You really will enjoy it. And here's the first one. 5 visas to get stamped. They're going to have to run through the little Chinese puzzle. They're away. Where are we? Because that's Jenny Smith for Great Britain. Got to get through. All tangled up. This is the game. They go to... That's the Italian girl. Going to the Dutch. There's the Dutch going to the German. There's the German going to the Italian. Where are we? The British have gone... Where have we gone for? I think we've gone for the Dutch visa. 5 visas, and you'll see those big things there are the passports. The Italians have 2 visas. 5 to collect. Listen to the bedlam. Well, the Italian girl is doing very well. She goes to our British customs official, then to the French. Gets 2 stamped. So she's on her second run. Next time you see her, she's on the last run. She'll have 5, and that's the game. That is Jenny Smith. That's her coming towards camera now. Representing Edinburgh, and they have an awful lot to do tonight. There you see the game. That's it, the close-up of it. The Dutch girl, she has 4. They're wearing the national flags draped round their waists and their lovely thighs. And we're on our final run. Everybody appears to be on the final run. It could be absolute. There's the Dutch on the final run. Where are we? Have we come and gone? I hope. No. We appear to be coming, and we could be finishing. The Italians have finished. The Germans have finished. The Italians have won it. The Germans have finished. We've come 3rd, I think. Definitely the Italians. That's the French girl from Saint-Gaudens. But the Italians definitely finished 1st.
Italy first place.
Italië eindigde op de eerste plaats.
Yeah, we are the Italians in first place. Sylvie Marina.
Duitsland op de tweede.
Ettlingen was second. Edinburgh was 3rd.
Groot-Brittannië op de 3e plaats.
Liechtenstein 4th place.
Liechtenstein kwam op de 4e plaats.
Netherlands 5th place.
Groningen op de 5e.
France 6th place.
Well, the home crowd didn't like that. The points.
Italy 6 points.
Sylvie Marina 6 punten.
Germany 5 points.
Ettlingen 5 punten.
Great Britain 4 points.
Edinburgh 4.
Liechtenstein 3 points.
Liechtenstein 3 punten.
Netherlands 2 points.
Groningen, de kop is eraf, 2 punten.
And for France 1 point.
En Saint-Gaudens 1 punt. Dat is op het scorebord.
Well, it's not a bad start. And for the Phil Rouge, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one. Here's Eddie.
Well, it's a Phil Rouge with a difference. There, Baran, one of the best-known men in television and radio in Holland, and there is the customs officer. Now, his job is to see how many cases are being brought through. What is the situation? You're going to be able to take part in this, because in the plane there, incidentally, that is a Dutch Airlines 1924-36 plane. It's possible to bring out 12 suitcases. Now, 3 of them, the customs man can pick up. He then puts them on the scale, and the customs man is the man who gets the most kilograms on the scale who will win. In there are 11 sacks ranging from 2 kilogram up to 20. He doesn't know which case they're going in, neither do we. But you'll be able to take part in this, because they do a little bit of acting. They pretend it's a light case when it's a heavy one, or it's a alternative. Now, the team to go is Italy, and see, now, he acts a little bit as this lad. It's the Belgium customs officer, and he's not bothered about him. Now, the 12th case. Now, would you think, for instance, is he doing a little bit the kid in with the right-hand one, or the one we're looking at? The cameraman probably thinks so. Now, Ralph has said he wants to see that go down, but it's not all that good at the moment. He can only put 3 on. And they all have their little action. We saw this in rehearsal. Then he was going to go through. Once he gets through the gate, by the way, he can't call him back. Now, that is 30 kilograms. So get the idea of the game, because every team's going to go. We'll talk about the airplane later. But 12, this fella then suddenly starts running, or it is not going to run today, or is it? Once he gets through the gate, the turnstile there, he can't call them back. Now come the 2 girls. So he has got to get the largest amount of kilograms on the scale, and the customs officer that does that will win. And she's through, looks quite happy about that. This must be the last 2. So he's got to take, that looks a heavy one on the left, but he's got to take them. So the Italian boy is going, the Belgium customs officer. He's got to take one of them. And it's a fairly good one, as a matter of fact. This is the first Phil Rouge. You'll get the idea, 54.2. So that's the first one for Belgium. He'll be back with the Phil Rouge, but Stewart.
That's the German joker being played. As Eddie told you, the theme is definitely travel, customs, smuggling, what have you. So, you will see a boy and girl from each country on one side of the pool. And let's follow the Dutch then. The girl gets on the shoulders of the man. At the other side, the same thing happens exactly. And they pass money, wads of money, in exchange for which they get a gold bar. Boing. The Germans off to a racing start, playing the joker. That's the game, you see. A wad of money goes across the pool, and a gold bar returns. A boy and girl at one side of the pool, and a boy and girl at the other side of the same team. And they have to hold those ropes aloft. If those ropes touch the water, you're disqualified. They're the Dutch. Two minutes to get 3 gold bars. The Germans are finished. Oh, that was very fast. That was a rapid time for Ettlingen. They were playing their joker, and we made it. They're the Dutch. We make the German time 58 seconds. The Dutch, 1 minute and 8. And the Belgians have finished 2. There's the whistle popping away. So, we go in the second heat. Playing a bunch of characters, the Edinburgh team, as I say.
10 seconds. 1 minute 10 for
1:10 for Alta, the Belgian team.
Holland, 1 minute 06 seconds.
1:06 for Groningen.
For Germany, 57 seconds.
57. That's the scoreboard, 57 for Ettlingen playing their joker. There's Ronnie Jeffries about to help Christine Fowler. That's Christine Fowler on the right. They want to get their money away. We've dropped our coins. Their other two teams are zipping across. Come on, Edinburgh. That little girl there, looking precarious, is Allison. 1 goal bar for the Italians. 1 for the French. The miracle of the floating pound, you might call this, and the sinking gold, because the price of gold has been going down in the last year. A wad of notes, a bar of gold. We have a bar of gold going across. Just seen it in the background, but how many is that? We appear to be behind. That's the 3rd wad of notes for the Italians. Of Sylvie, the time coming up, 50 seconds, but the important thing is we're at Edinburgh. How we're doing? Have we finished? If we have finished, well, all we can see is bars of gold. Let us hope.
We have for Italy a time of 1:02 seconds.
1:02 for Sylvie Marina.
France 1:00.
1 minute for Saint-Gaudens, so we appear to be good.
57 seconds.
57, we're in. We're in with the points. Oh, and we had a bad start too. Well done, the 2 goals.
12 points.
I'll leave the scoring to Guido.
Without joker, 6 points.
Edinburgh hoeft eveneens 6 punten.
Please speak in English, and I'd like to hear some Dutch as well.
Then France 4 points.
We slaan dan de 5 over en Saint-Gaudens krijgt 4 punten.
Italy 3 points.
Sylvie Marina 3.
Holland 2 points.
Groningen wederom 2 punten.
And Belgium 1 point.
En Aalter 1 punt. Totaalstand ziet u via het grote scorebord. En wij gaan naar Barend voor de tweede rode
Well,
kaart
that's
met
not bad reading. We pegged a few back there, but indeed the Germans and the Fil Rouge head.
And the independent principality of Liechtenstein going in their first Jeux on frontier. And there's the border man. His name is George Nig. He's an office worker. And it's a question now whether he can pick from the Netherlands the heaviest cases. He can choose only 3 suitcases. There are 11 sacks, 2 kilograms, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. And he doesn't know in which case they are. Neither do we, for that matter. But you might be able to guess. But he must be stopped before he reaches the barrier. If he gets through, well, he's home and dried with his loot. I'll see what this happened when he puts it on the scale. Come round a little bit. No, it was a bit of a light one. He picked badly there. Customs officers at London Airport and other places will be interested in this particular sort of a game. The Netherlands, 4 students and the soldier, and he looks as if he's caught with that one. Yes, that sent it rowing down a bit to 42. 54 was the previous one. This is the only second Fil Rouge, and he's lopsided a bit, but he's looking out of the corner of his eyes. Oh, he picked the wrong one. Picked the wrong one. And that delighted the home crowd. He did a good bit of acting there, so that's about 53 something. Well, that was a little bit of good work by the Dutch boy there.
We have the
Because
score
it's
for Liechtenstein.
the customs officer who's got
It's a
the
bit
heaviest
under
load
Belgium,
at the end
53 kilograms,
the kilo counting.
0.1.
53-1, is that? We think so. So there it is. Tugan, you'll notice the Great Britain don't go for a while yet on this, but Stuart.
Well, thank you, Eddie. There is the Dutch joker being played. And they're going to play it on their own particular game, actually, because it's a game about moving a butter mountain. And there's Liechtenstein. Now, watch this game very carefully. I'm going to tell you a lot about Liechtenstein. First of all, they have to pick up the packets of butter, load them onto the trolley. The girl gets on the packets, and they load them on and progress up the course. Game in 3 heats. We go second heat. Rum butter, by the way, is cream butter. Apparently, when you come to Holland and you ask for butter, you get margarine. You've got to ask for rum butter. But there is Liechtenstein. If you wonder why the symbols FL appear, FL stands for Fürstentum Liechtenstein. Fürstentum is the kingdom. It's one of the smallest states on earth, bordered east and north by Austria, south and west by Switzerland. 60 square miles. Population of the entire country is only 24,000.
You're quite right, Dad. I just looked up that. Very good. Fürstentum Liechtenstein.
Fürstentum. Eddie's here with the brochure. We're not all that clever. We've all been reading it. But it's marvellous to see this little country of Liechtenstein here. Very, very tiny country. And if you're wondering why they're here at all, it is that the Swiss have given them a place. They're here playing instead of Switzerland because since 1923, the country has been guarded by the Swiss at the frontiers, and they have an economic liaison with the Swiss. They virtually keep Liechtenstein afloat. But here they are lumbering about in their big clogs. I always thought Liechtenstein were one of those romantic places that Ivan Novello wrote about. But it's incredible what they make. They make needles, screws, optical instruments, boilers, textiles, furniture, paint, leather goods, toys, artificial sausage skins and false teeth. And they export the teeth to 80 countries. There you are, the history of Liechtenstein in a second. Meanwhile, back at the Belgians of Flanders, coming in of Alten.
Time for Liechtenstein, 1 minute 49.
1:49.
And for Belgium, 1:59.
En Aalter noteert 1 minuut 59. Tweede matchday dan start Groot-Brittannië tegen Frankrijk.
So we'll go the British. And we have some real lads in here. Edinburgh, they call them. Edinburgh versus the French, and our money in this box at the moment of time is on Edinburgh.
3, 2, 1.
Richie Dixon will be there, the big lad loading now in the background in the Scottish 15. Enormous fella, and if sheer weight counts, then you can put a pound or two of butter, of course, on the Edinburgh team. We're clumping along in the big sabot. But the French are keeping up with us. So Richie Dixon, Norman Donachie, loading away. We're on to the dirigible first. We fling the butter on. And if you think this is a game for lightweights, I'll tell you 30 kilos is very, very heavy. 70 pounds, if virtually 300 weights of butter to carry. But of course it's not butter really. The inside of those boxes contains straw and sand. Susan Mackenzie there in the foreground, ladies and gentlemen. Very famous in Edinburgh. We're coming up for 1 minute and we appear to be doing rather well. It would be very handy if we picked up 6 points here. They really are bombing, but those are the French. The French from Saint-Gaudens, I told you, from the south of France near Toulouse. The last chance to compete for a place in the magnificent final. Coming up next week, those clogs getting heavy, the butter getting heavy. And over the finishing line. Over the finishing line, we've dropped them. We've had an accident. Oh dear. Oh, an accident. The French are going to finish, but they're over. When everybody's over, they've finished. Oh, unfortunate that for Edinburgh. Come on, lads, we're still in. We're still racing. 1:45. It needs to go over now. We're all over and we're in. I make the time there. 1:48.
Hier die tweede maar even kritisch op
We wanted a time of 1:35, but we didn't get it.
1 minute 48.
Yes, well, we're still racing in the points.
Voor Edinburgh.
And for France, the best time at the
French
moment,
time.
1 minute 40 seconds.
En Saint-Gaudens noteert 1 minuut 40, de beste tijd. Dan nu, dames en heren, die belangrijke manche. Italië tegen Nederland. Nederland met de joker.
Oh, the Dutch on the joker, and if they don't do something on this game, they'll get the bird from the crowd before they've only 4 points on the master scoreboard. The Italians of Silvio Marino. A jazz band in the background. The Zidazee Stompers playing the music, the crowd in a foment, the Dutch on the joker. And suddenly the place is full of judges. Well, the Dutch are certainly well up with the clock. No doubt about it, they're well up there with the clock. And remember, the Dutch haven't won an international so far this year, which is very unusual. Neither have the Germans, which is even more unusual. The Italians from Sylvia. If you read the travel brochures, you'll know where Sylvia is. It's on the Adriatic coast. The famous towns, Cattolica, Rimini, Riccione, and further south is Silvio Marino. But the Dutch, fairly bombing it. 55 seconds, and they're coming well over the dirigible now. They could be in the points, they could win the joker. The bogey time, 1:40. 300 weights of butter to lug about. Takes a lot of doing, but it was a confident joker. They played it very confidently. They're coming up now for the time of 1 minute 1:25. Well, Edinburgh were here in 1:25, and so were the French. If it all stays on, it looks precarious. They're down, they dropped the lot. The Dutch have dropped it all. The fella at the front stumbled. They were going too fast, and this is good news for the British in Edinburgh. We could come in here with 5 points. We could make 5, we could stay in contention. Our joker's coming up on the most magnificent game of the programme tonight. More about that later, but we'll keep you posted. In the meanwhile, we're in. We're definitely in the points. We're racing up. We are in for 5. Only the French have beaten us because we make the time there. 2 minutes for the Dutch. Struggling away at the Italians, which is rough for them because they're not a big team. The Italians don't specialise in giants. Which makes me wonder, what would the time have been if our butter hadn't tumbled off the trolley?
Niet meer, maar Silvio Marino heeft 0-0-0.
And the time for Holland with some...
Well, I'm letting Gennaro talk because his English is so perfect, and I love to hear Dick Pasquier's Dutch. So, watch the points go up.
The points. France, 6 points.
Saint-Gaudens winnaar met 6 punten.
Great Britain, 5 points.
Edinburgh 5.
Liechtenstein, 4 points.
Liechtenstein 4 punten.
Belgium, 3 points.
Aalter 3.
Holland with the joker, 4 points.
Groningen met de joker 2 maal 2 is 4
Well,
punten.
they've thrown the joker away there.
And Italy, 1 point.
They've blitzed it. And we are racing. We are really racing now because we haven't played our joker yet, but in the lead, Ettlingen with 17 points. Edinburgh are second with 15. Third, the French with 11. Then the Italians with 10, and the Fil Rouge, Edward.
Our hostess, Yitti Jasma, opens the plane door, and out comes the first man, Jerry McManus. The footballing name, McManus. Is he kidding? He stopped him, and I think he's got a big one from him. Yes, that's a pretty big one. He didn't hold that just as he might have done, but 22 kilos. We're chasing the 54 and 53, but it's the customs man who's the man that counts. And this is Allison Buckingham, a very bright student, keen on many sports, including hockey. She's talking to him. She gave him a smile and got away through, which was good. I don't know whether she had a lot in, of course. I don't know there. Charlie Jackson, PE lecturer, rugby, golf, 4 handicap. hockey and football. Hello. They're throwing their, they've got the Scottish technique of smiling at them. So, of course, it's... Oh, he's not even looking up. That's Ronnie Jeffries, I'm sure. He's not looking. He's having nothing to do with him. He'll have to tap him on the shoulder, and he wants one, but he doesn't look as right heavy one to me, and it isn't. His tactics played off. 35 so far. Aye, she's... Hello, he's throwing kisses and all this sort of thing, sticking her tongue out. And, hello. Oh, Kevin. Getting through. I didn't know they did that with customs officers. So the last man coming down, and it's Ray Ponting. Oh, he's walking smartly away. Edinburgh University, international swimmer, swimming blue, and he's a big one. It's a caught one, a big one was that. It's over 60. 62, he caught Ray. Up to then, it was quite good, but of course, Edinburgh still to go as the customs officer, which is the man who counts in collecting the kilos.
That means 62.
62. 62.4. So there it is.
That lady and that gentleman from Germany have to collect water in those fancy hats. They then go across the pool, voila, to the measuring cylinder and tip what they've collected in those fancy hats into that cylinder. They are smuggling some spirits, which in Holland is Dutch gin. There it comes from the big gin bottle at the top of our ship. The girl goes down, the gentleman comes up, and you have to balance the water in your hat. And whilst holding on to one's hat, one paddles across the pool, hoping to tip some water. And she's doing well. You see it? There's a lot in there. Into the bucket. That is a fair amount of water for first run. We measure in centimeters. We go in the second heat. And we are bombing along. A lot will depend on the fil rouge, which we play, and of course the Joker game, which I can tell you very confident now we played on. The Galloping Pole game, game 7. A highly dangerous, exciting game. But meanwhile, 50 seconds to go. Maximale time to take the Newton now. You want to hear Eddie Waring's fluent Dutch. He's marvellous in the language. But the Dutch team here, very disappointing at the moment. There's an enormous crowd turned up from Groningen to watch their own team play, and they ain't doing so well. We've less than 30 seconds to play now. 20 seconds. And this lovely little girl from Germany is hoping to get to the far side of the harbour. Tip it in. 10 seconds to go. They won't have time for another run, but that looks a fair total for Germany. 5 seconds to go. Must get it in for Holland. Oh, and they have twice as much, haven't they? So now the measuring begins.
So we have for Germany 12 centimeters, 0.6.
Ettlingen scoort 12,6 centimeter.
And Holland 16.9.
Groningen winnaar met 16.
Well, it'll do us no harm if Groningen come.
Dat staat op het scorebord. En wij gaan naar de tweede manche met
But there you see perched behind you our young lady. At the top there, pouring in, is Susan McKenzie. And they're in competition with the Italians. So that young lady, not that one, that's the Italian, but our young lady, but as you see, first up the steps, the girl, and then the man, down to the bottom across the pool, we're across. That young lady is Miss Christine Fowler, making good time. A student of the physical education, Miss Fowler. And we need prowess tonight. 6 points from this game would be lovely. At the bottom there, Richard Dixon, our big lad. He turns the boat round. And this is Ronnie Smith. Now, look, Ronnie. Come on, Ronnie, lad. Keep it on a straight course. Come on, he's a judo first dan, but is he a swimmer? Well, he looks to have a lot of water in his hat. The way he was holding it, it must have a lot of water in it. They're milking his hat. They're not just pouring it out, they're milking it. Did he have a lot of water? No, he didn't. Do with twice as much as that. The game of 2 minutes. Now then, how much has Miss Fowler got in? Come on, sweetheart, we need it. Richard Dixon looking apprehensive, paying out. There's a lot of water in there, but we need more than we have at the moment. We are trailing behind the Dutch, and possibly. Now then, Richie says time for another run. There's our lady team captain, 10 seconds to go, and we ain't done so well. We could flop on this one. I think the Italians have beat us, possibly. Certainly the Dutch have. Well, we need to stay up there in contention. We're quite pleased so far. We're very satisfied, but you've just got to keep bombing in the points. Done well so far. 4 points on the first game. We won the second game. We came second in the third game. And now then, what are we doing? There's the German judge, crouching down. And we shall know, we'll leave it to Guido's English, it's immaculate.
So we have for Great Britain 7.7.
Voor Edinburgh 7,7 centimeter.
No.
For Italy 8.0.
No.
En voor Sylvie Marina 8,0 centimeter. Groningen nog steeds aan de leiding. Laatste manche brengt aan start.
Well,
Tegen Liechtenstein.
I hope Edinburgh don't lose their nerve.
Succes allemaal. Zet hem op.
It's not too good.
3, 2, 1.
Bottom at the moment, but the Belgians and Liechtenstein still to play. There are the Belgians of Alta. Now then, how are they going to do? Alta from Flanders, only a very small town, only about 9,000 people live there, but it's very busy. Lots of road junctions. A metal-working town. Away they go. Liechtenstein. On the other side, wearing FL, and in case you've just joined us, FL stands for Fürstentum. Liechtenstein, Fürstentum meaning kingdom. Kingdom of Liechtenstein, FL. We have a minute to go, and both teams appear to be doing rather too well. Well, there's Liechtenstein. I'm told in this small country of 24,000 people there are 3 political parties. But fortunately, they all have the same policy. They all believe in faith in God, Prince of the Fatherland. And everybody, by the way, in Liechtenstein is eligible for national service till he's 60 years old. But don't worry, they don't have an army. Meanwhile, what's that? How are the Belgians doing? 20 seconds to go, and it looks like a little depressing news for Edinburgh. The band's still beating it out, but could it be a victory two-step for Edinburgh? We doubt it. There's the Belgian coming across. That's the way to come. Plenty of runs. 5 seconds, can he get it in? Can he get it in? Could be crucial for the Belgians. Yes, oh, far more than 7.7. And little Liechtenstein have come in strong with looks depressingly like Edinburgh. Only 1 point here. Never mind. A good fil rouge, 12 points on the Joker, and bingo.
We have for Belgium 10 centimeters, 0.3.
Alter 10,3 centimeter.
And Liechtenstein 12.2.
Liechtenstein 12,2. En nu wordt er gejuicht hier in Groningen. De points, please.
Holland.
Everybody's getting very excited round the arena because
Germany 5 points.
the Dutch have won their first game. The Germans come with 5.
Liechtenstein 4.
Belgium 3 points.
Alter 3 punten.
Italy 2 points.
Sylvie Marina 2.
And Great Britain 1
Oh dear.
Edinburgh sluit de rij met 1 punt.
Just 1
U
punt.
ziet het Ettlingen nog steeds aan de leiding.
But Ettlingen in the lead with 22 points. Edinburgh, second, 16th. Sorry, Eddie, with you.
And you know the order of things, 12 suitcases. That plane, by the way, is a mock-up of the Dutch Airlines of 1924-1936. One of the first passenger airlines carried 8 persons. And down comes the Liechtenstein Werner Frick, walking very confidently and just looking eye to eye with the customs officer. But he was stopped as he got through. Should have done it on the other side. He picked a good one, 28. That's a good choice by Michelle Barreau, a town hall worker. And she's just looking any old way. Is Andrea Kaufman. You know, the previous 3:54, 53:62, give or a take a point here and there, swinging it along, and this, I think, is his second. Is very good, 59, and that's just 1 under. Here he is, but let's get it officially from
France is
Gennaro.
59 kilograms, 0.6, which is the second score.
Dankjewel.
59.6. And Great Britain to go next in the Phil Rouge, with the scores mounting up each time. But who knows? You will know as soon as we do. Stuart.
Thanks, Ed. So we come now. We've had the smuggling of Dutch gin. We are now going to smuggle something else they specialize in very strongly in Holland.
I think Liechtenstein has at the moment.
Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein has 11 points.
11 points on their first ever journey to Jeux sans frontières. Liechtenstein being wished lots of success by the Kwaskia. But as I was saying, the second Dutch speciality is diamonds. They cut diamonds. The diamond center of Europe is Amsterdam, and that's the Dutch diamond. The Dutch customs officer has to pursue the diamond being filched and taken out of the country by 3 Italians, 2 boys pulling a cart and an Italian girl. They have to go like the clappers, pursued by the Dutchman. She's armed with flour bags. She throws them at him to try and blind him, but he can't. He's stopped her, takes the diamond out. Now, if you're wondering how the deuce he stopped the cart, I'll tell you. That was quick.
We have a very short time. It's for Holland only 12 seconds.
En een schitterende
12
tijd
seconds for Holland.
12 seconden. Tweede manche brengt aan start de Franse
The customs officer has to pursue his diamond being taken out of the country.
Attentie, 3, 2, 1.
So now watch the Italian go after the Belgians. When he catches up with the cart, he pulls a lever, which then makes the handle of the cart at the front fall off. The fellas can no longer pull. She's bombing him now with the flower. See, there comes the front of the cart handle. Well, Alessandro Pelusi.
The time for
So the
Italy is 19 seconds.
19 seconden voor Italië. Het gaat natuurlijk nu om de kortste tijd.
Now, this is the game that Edinburgh miss. So we shall have to keep our eye on the Dutch already with a time of 12 seconds. The Dutch coming up after an appalling start, and the German team of Ettlingen. We need a start. So the Germans clamber aboard the wagon to get over the border with a big diamond. And it's a Belgian pursuer. And the Germans were very slow off the mark. How fast is this Belgian? Best time 12. He's hardly slaughterizing the course. He's going to get bombed with flour. That's the idea. Loads of smoke. He gets hold of it. The front falls off. He's missed it. He's missed it. Well, poor old Belgian there. He's got 1 minute. He's getting exhausted. Can he do it? Yes. She's bombing him again. More flour. Oh, this is war. He's missed it again. He can't. He's got to grab the handle. He grabs the handle. And it won't. The front of the cart, has the front of the cart fallen off? He's grabbed it 3 times. Oh, that poor chap.
Then for the Belgium team, we give a time of 52 seconds. We put 2 more seconds before they cut an angle.
Ik zei het wel, hij kutte een engel, oftewel hij sloot een hoek af.
Well, cutting a rug, cutting an angle, they carved up the course and...
52 secondes, on a ajouté 2 secondes parce qu'il a coupé l'angle, mais le chariot, c'est le même pour tout le monde.
52 seconden was dat voor de Belgische ploeg. Wel, we gaan naar de volgende.
So after the Belgians, we have Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein, die moeten het opnemen tegen de Fransen.
And he is only a very young man. He's an apprentice in a factory, this lad. Karl Buckel. Lots of factories, I told you, in Liechtenstein. He's going, he's bombing, he's going. Now that he's getting the flower, but he's on the deck. The front's dropped off. He has to grab the diamond, finished. And I hope he does well. He has. It's a time of, we make something like 19 seconds.
The time for Liechtenstein, 20 seconds.
20 seconden voor Liechtenstein.
Looking very good for the Dutch at the moment. Now then, the Germans are going. Herr Schneider is there with the judge, waiting to blast off into space, pursuing the chariot of Liechtenstein. The romantic kingdom of Liechtenstein. Sometimes known as a tax haven, Liechtenstein. Are the diamonds there? That is the damsel who is going to hurl the flower. And he's had a fall. He had a fit of the staggers. And they're going well, these boys from Liechtenstein. Now, this could be crucial for Germany. Already outside the Dutch time. Already outside the Italian time. And he's got him, but the time is, what, 25? 25 seconds, which could put him down to 4th place.
The time for Germany, 26 seconds.
Ettlingen scoort
26 seconds, which does in fact put them down to 4th place. Which again is good news for Edinburgh. A lot of these teams are so good, they could be knocking each other out and leaving Edinburgh winners at the end, we hope. But now we'll go the Frenchman, that little Frenchman again. This time the Dutch girl is on the chariot. There's a lot of noise from the crowd. He's going to have to go like stick. We'll keep you posted with the time. He's outside now. The Dutch tried. The Dutch have won the game. He's coming up now for, if he gets it, he could put the Germans down. He's got it. He could put the Germans in 5th place. He has.
Is 24 seconds.
24 seconden voor Frankrijk, de Koningsspring.
It really is warming up into a real competition now.
6 points.
Groningen winnaar met 6 punten.
Italy, 5 points.
Sylvie Marina, 5 punten.
Liechtenstein with the joker, 8 points.
Liechtenstein 2x4 is 8 punten met de joker dus.
France, 3 points.
Saint-Gaudens, 3 punten.
Germany 2 points.
Ettlingen 2.
And Belgium 1 point.
Well, the state of the poll, there it is, and it is going to be a fantastic night, a real competitive night. The Germans in the lead at the moment with 24 points.
And it's Edinburgh's man of the moment, Norman Donachie, 24, Customs Officer Supreme, Scottish International Pole Vaulter, member of Edinburgh Athletic Club, black belt in judo. None of that means a thing unless he can get all the cases full of the loot and get more than 62. And it's a French team. And Marie Baron, a student, looking very holiday, just coming back from holidays, probably in Yorkshire, since he comes from St. Gaudens, and he's not bothering with her. Looking serious is Norman, PE teacher, 12 suitcases, he can only choose 3, and of course it's the points to the officer who gets the heaviest weight who wins. He's typical South of France, having enjoyed his sip cigars, not attacking anybody yet. 62 is the best time, best weight so far with the Dutch. Is there a little bit of kidology going on with this lad? It's Jean-Philippe Blanc. He's got a little subtle smile off there, which is good. The guys give him the light one. They're not good. He got the light one. That's only 11. 2 to go. Look at this fella. He's a bit of a comic turn too. He's staggering back. And to throw them off, of course, the customs. It's a good one, the heavy one. But you need this one. And if so, he's very good. He's done very well. He's done well as Norman Donachie. 69, which is a lead. And what a good judging customs officer he is and was. Well, that was very good indeed. It's a lot of kidology going on by the French.
.1.
So 69.1, and so that's a pretty good situation for Edinburgh. But at the moment, they're lying fit, but anything can happen when that comes up at the end of the Bill Rood Stewart.
Well, that should hearten the Edinburgh team, because we think that to be the best score. We doubt whether you can beat that on the Fil Rouge. There are only 100 kilos at stake. But now then, to this game number 6. The first heat concerns us, and those 2 girls there. Allison Buckingham, there she is. She is head girl of our school on this new term, and that's Jenny Smith. The 2 girls, we're going to watch them. They have to jump into the harbour. Our boat is moored there. Into the harbour they go, onto the raft, and you see from the porthole, the game is smuggling cigarettes. We've smuggled the liquor and the diamonds. Now then, we have our girls and the 2 French girls there have to pick the packets of cigarettes from the pool, balance on the raft, and fill up those nets. In 1 minute 30, you have to get as many cigarettes as you possibly can. Now, come on, Allison. Better than that. Butterfingers, the French are bombing them in from St. Gaudens. They look to have umpteen packets in, at least 5 or 6. The legs there of Jenny Smith. Now, come on, you fill 1 net, onto the next one, because we need some points on this game. We've had a magnificent Fil Rouge. I don't think anybody will beat it, and we are sweating on 12 points on game 7. But in the meantime, those 2 little girls there. Danielle, Corinne, 35 seconds to go, and the French are beating us. So come on and balance. The French are pretty good. They got off to a hot start. 17-year-old Allison, 23-year-old Jenny. And Jenny's in. No, she's not. That's our customs officer. "15 seconds to go, and what are we doing?" 2 French girls. only 5. The French have 2 bags full. And we shall soon know. That's a lovely girl. Allison Buckingham.
So we have very quick the results for Great Britain. 50 carton cigarettes.
En nummer 15 sloffen.
En voor France 18.
En voor Saint-Gaudens 18. Tweede manche brengt aan start België.
We shall have to see whether that is good or bad, because next will go the Belgians versus Liechtenstein. And here we see the Belgians. We could do with a few unkindly waves blowing in from the North Sea. Got a fine checkered pants there for Liechtenstein. Well, 1 packet so far for Alta, the Belgians. We had 15, remember? But the French had 18. And the band, the local band from here, the Zaydazi Stompers belting out Margie. And the Belgians have dropped it. Well, that's a lot of packets for Liechtenstein. They've whacked us. 10 seconds to go. What have we got? I think we might have beaten the Belgians, but certainly a Liechtenstein of Lichters. Had to come, didn't it?
Liechtenstein duidelijk winnaar in deze tweede manche. Guido komt het ons vertellen. En de Nederlandse dames willen graag achter ons doorgelopen. Ja, bedankt.
Thank you. We have for Belgium 9 carton cigarettes.
Alter scoort 9 sloffen sigaretten.
En Liechtenstein 20.
Liechtenstein, de beste prestatie tot nu toe. 20 sloffen sigaretten.
20 for Liechtenstein.
Laatste manche, dames en heren.
So now the Germans against Groningen.
Attentie. 3, 2, 1.
The Germans versus the Dutch. Well, you know exactly what they're chasing now. At the moment, we're next to bottom with only 15. Oh, yes, it's on its way. Oh. It was just held in check there. All is said and done. But the Germans popping them in. The Dutch have had a spill. Have they? No. Oh, oh. Well, they're making the game exciting. You have to make you seasick for the Germans. Look at the Germans. Oh, crumbs. Well, they're going to run out of space. 20 the best for Liechtenstein. Oh. 10 seconds to go. That's the whistle. Well, if you're a betting man, I think we would say the Germans have got it.
So we have for Germany.
Germans haven't had a first this season yet, Stuart.
No, that's true.
En voor Groningen 14.
Well, the Germans.
1 is er niet goed overgebracht. Nou, die wordt dan afgehaald. Can we have the points, please?
Well, we finished better there than we thought. But how nice to see Liechtenstein. That is their first win. ever in Jeux sans frontières.
France 4 points.
Secondaires 4 punten.
Great Britain 3 points.
Edinburgh 3.
Holland 2 points.
Groningen 2.
And Belgium 1 point.
Aalter 1 punt. Scorebord hebt u mee.
Well, that's the scoreboard. Still in the lead are the Germans with 29, but then Liechtenstein are second with 25.
And we've got the Italian customs man, Gianfranco Collini, who is a teacher, and he's going to stop the German would-be travellers. Our partisan spirit says, let's hope it's not above 69, which is the one target that Edinburgh got. And this girl is putting on a bit of an act, I'm quite sure. So I would think he's just allowed her to go past. Once it's through that gate, he can't bring her back. 54 for Belgium, 53 for Liechtenstein, and he's having a real go, is this lad, and being altered. To how many? 14. With 2 to go. Now this is another little ploy and tactics. Barbara Craig and Lucia Craig was before her. 25, so the heaviest amount at an individual one of 22, but they could. Oh, this is good. Well done. This is Manfred Reuter. His stomach always hard for him, he says. It's got this expression on it. Wouldn't kill a cat. Well, it's pretty good. 52. So 52, actually, let's check it and get it officially from Gennaro. Not a very good score,
Italy,
52.
we have 51.
Oh, 51.
0.9.
So you would hear that, no doubt, 51.9, and with the hometown team Groningen only to go Netherlands, at least the Joker is looking, not the Joker, the Fil Rouge is looking well for Edinburgh. But what about that Joker we keep talking about?
Here it is. Here is the Joker. 4 Jokers. They had to come, of course, on this last game but 1. But look at them all. Crumbs. Now then. That's the Belgian team, the British team on our pretty girl there, Joan. The Italians playing theirs of Sylvie. And last of all, we have the French Joker coming in. This is Viel Jeppen. Viel Jeppen is the national sport of this part of the country, which is Friesland. 2 boys from each country. They have a go each, and we add the total, and first go will be the French. I've done this game myself. Coached by Edward, I've done it. I'll tell you a bit more about it, but now it's getting exciting because the Joker's being played. That's it, he's up and over. It's a good one. It's a very good one for an amateur jumper. But it's the total of 2 jumps. We'll have a little scoreboard, and up will go the distance in meters jumped by that first young man.
The first jump of France is 10 meters, 45 centimeters.
10 meter,
which is 10.45, which is very good. The French on their Joker, but they've obviously played the good man first. Here comes Giorgio of Silver. Now, he's the weaker of the 2 Italians. He doesn't look confident. He's not going to do much, is he? He's not going to do anything. Well, there you are. That's just to show you what the game's about. I've played this game myself. I nearly killed myself, I'll tell you. Had 2 goes at it, drowned myself the first time and knocked myself unconscious the second.
Unfortunately, nothing.
Nothing.
It's not a game for the weak hearts, this, I'm afraid. But 0-0. The Italians on the joker, 0-0. Now here's the Belgian.
Frankrijk, beste prestatie tot nu toe. En terwijl daar Anne Piekstra, een van de mensen...
I've watched this Belgium. We've had a lot of fun with this game, I'll tell you. It's a sport. Once upon a time, you know, in Holland, this was the only way of getting about. If you were a farmer and you were pursuing your cows or your sheep, then you had to vault across canals using poles exactly like this. But now it's become a national sport. Here's the Belgian. He's going to take... Is he in? No, he's done well. Well, he's pleased. He's pleased. He didn't fancy his chances, but he's pleased.
The art of it is holding on when you get near the top and then taking it over with you.
It's all right telling me that now.
Well, I told you before.
Told me that. It was a midstream.
I know, but...
But now in the Belgian time, this is crucial to us.
The score for Belgium is exactly 10 meters, 10-0-0.
10 meter exact, prima gedaan voor de Belgen. En straks zal de tweede poging bepalend worden voor de
Liechtenstein. Now this fella here, if it's the one I think it is, Werner, no, it's not. It's the second Liechtenstein competitor will give us the last. This fella might be able to do it. Watch it. No, he's looking very unsafe, but no. Hey, look at this. He's oh yes. Now that the technique is not to hit the pole too fast, not to hit it too slow, but just right and climb while it's stationary in the middle, whilst it's falling to earth. Climb the pole as fast as you can. But it's not easy. The second fella from Liechtenstein will give you a laugh.
For Liechtenstein, 9 meters, 57.
9 meter 57 voor Liechtenstein. De stok wordt daar weer droog.
Now that's important too, because the pole has to be set at the right angle for your sides. That's a right angle. That's okay. The pole has to be dry. The competitors have to have dry hands, no sweat, because you just hurtle straight down. That's Charlie, our first competitor in the background, looking pensive, but here's the German. Well, that's 10 meters. He's chuffed. That's a good 10-meter jump.
It's measured from the heel, the last point on the sand, and they're doing quite well, actually.
Yeah, but I think we shall see some hijinks on the second run. Oh, it's a good jump.
Germany is 10-52.
So the sweat's on now for Great Britain. On the joker, this is crucial. Lying in 4th place on the master scoreboard with 19 points, 10 points behind the Germans. This is Charlie. Charlie Jackson, a rugby fanatic, plays golf on 4, but this is no use at all. PE lecturer Charlie Jackson, you have to bomb along. He's doing well, a good approach now that he has to climb. Keep on climbing, and no. He fell backwards. Well, he's pleased, but we thought he could have been better. He needs to be in excess of 10 meters because he's the best of our 2. Well, it's not bad. Centimeters could decide the destination of the silver trophy tonight, and also the destination of one team for the final in Blackpool.
Increasing for Great Britain, we have 10-73.
10 meter 73 brengt Edinburgh aan de leiding in het algemeen klassement. En wij maken ons op voor de tweede poging. La France, Saint-Gaudens, met de joker. Opgelet alsjeblieft.
Well, that was a marvellous run for Charlie Jackson there. Marvellous run indeed. But now we'll go with the Frenchman. He's up. And he's over. He's fallen backwards. So that nullifies it. Well, we'll just have to listen now very carefully because the Frenchman was up there, had a bad start, never got up.
And of course, there's some important jokers on this one.
10:45 for the French. That's their total. 0-0-0 so far.
zal de eerste centimeters op het scorebord kunnen brengen. Want de eerste poging van de Italianen was 0-2. Attentie, Italy.
So now the second of the Italians. The second of the Italians, and did nothing on the first jump, so we don't fear these very much. Proposes himself. Up, he's up. And he's pretty good, this guy, but I've seen him do better than that. I've seen better jumps from him. But it doesn't matter what he does. The Jokers play, but his teammate took the dip. So it's looking good for us.
We have now 10 meters and 20. 10.20.
10,
10 meter 20 betekent totaal.
Total is always 10-20.
10-20 is the total. So the French, in the lead at the moment with 10.45, will beat that easily. The Belgians rolling up. They had a 10-meter jump first time round. Watch the concentration on his face. Up, up, and he's down. He's in with his bottom, but his feet can't. Well, that wasn't too good. But the Belgians playing their joker. You count the feet. Doesn't matter whether you fall back. It's quite good, that. Could be a good 10-meter jump. Could give them a total of 20 meters.
For Belgium, we are now 10.85.
10.85. Well, that puts the pressure on our young man from Edinburgh, Ronnie Jeffries.
20.85.
That's hot stuff. 20 meters, 85 centimeters. Liechtenstein with a 9.57. Now then, this guy doesn't relish this game at all. If he gets to the other side, it'll be almost a miracle. Yeah, oh, he's done it. But he's in with the feet. Well, except we've tried everything now. Yeah. Guido is studying. The French have blown the joker, the Italians have blown it too. But the Belgians, by the way, are playing the joker on this game. So a lot of pressure.
We have 10 meters, 11.
10
meters, 11 centimeters, and the total is 19.68. The best accumulated total, 20.85 by the Belgians. Now we'll go the second German. The second of the Germans. With no form on this guy whatsoever. Smooth takeoff. And he's... well, that's a swimming job. I tell you, we've done it. It's a swim job. It's always... well, he's hopping about. No.
And the total is
So...
10.52.
10.52. Well, we're already lots of points. It's up to Ronnie Jeffries now. 12 points at stake, and the pressure really on this boy. He has to get across. He needs a 10-meter jump. He needs 10 meters. And how many centimeters? He needs 10 meters. 10 meters 15 he wants to get the joker. 10.15. Ronnie Jeffries, 23 years old, teacher of physical education. Hold your breath, the joker's here. Come on, Ronnie! He's climbing, he's climbing. He's in. Is he in? Did he make it? By gosh, he was just in. He was just in. It looked like a water job for Ronnie. Well, he's in. He's jumped 9 meters. He won't beat the Belgians. But if he has 9 meters, we could come second.
The score for the second heat for Great Britain is A machine, another shot.
Hij maakt even een ander krijtje, ja.
Oh, a crucial time suspense.
55.
9,55 meter.
9:55, so we've come second.
The total is 20,28.
20 meter 28
We've come second.
totaalscore voor
Well,
Enro. De points, please.
It will still pop us up with 10 points
First
to 29.
is Belgium with the joker,
Watch
20
this.
points.
Aalter scoort hier maar even. 2 maal 6 met de joker is 12 punten.
Running total for the Belgians, 21.
Second is Great Britain with the joker.
10 for us, we had to come.
10 points.
10
Enro met
points.
de joker. 2
And
maal
a good
5
Phil
is 10
Rouge.
punten.
Everything sweating on the last game it's going to be. It's one of those nail-biting jobs again.
Liechtenstein, 4 points.
Liechtenstein,
Liechtenstein scoort 4
4
punten.
points. Running total for them, 29.
Then we have Germany, 3 points.
Ettlingen 3.
3 for Ettlingen, still pops them in the lead.
Then France
But it's
with
being
the
cut
joker,
back.
4 points.
The French with their joker, 4 points. They're out of it. But it really is a contest.
The joker, 2 points.
So the Germans still in the lead with 32. But we are second with 29, equal with Liechtenstein, 29.
It's Netherlands, who is the customs man, is a soldier, and the Belgium alter the team. So let's just watch tactics, keeping his eyes down. So what we want now is the Netherlands customs man to be very good. And that seems to be fairly good. It's a good one, 30. Don't want him to pick out above 69. Can the Belgians do a little bit of kidding about it? Because it's the Netherlands custom officer who's getting the weight. And it's 69 for Edinburgh. He's whistling away, he's Fran, all that. He doesn't care. What do you want, Mr. Customs man? He seems to be a fairly good judge, this boy. Armed super soldier. Andrea, 53. He's only one more to go. So this is the one and the girl looking very nice and winking at the customs man. And it's a heavy one. We might be getting pipped. Oh, he's got it, 80. What an amazing selection by the Netherlands customs man. The Groningen man, so let's see what the points are going to be
The
now.
best score for Holland, 80 kilograms.
80.
80.5.
Oh, well, the points don't matter, so 80.5. So we go down after the certainty to take it, we go down into the second place, but nevertheless, good points. 7 points. For Groningen.
Great Britain, 6 points.
Great Britain, 6. 35.
5 points. Ettlingen, 5 punten.
Germany, 5 points.
4 points.
37. For Sandgedan, 426.
3 points.
Belgium, 3 points, 24. Liechtenstein, 2 points, passing the 30 mark, 31. Italy, 1 point, 20. So, line first is Germany, line second is Edinburgh. And what a good job Edinburgh have done, whatever the result. And we come to the last game. Stewart.
A rather dyspeptic-looking customs officer with a touch of the DTs as well. The bands start rumbling away, and can we beat the Germans? The French are going. That's the game over the hurdles. Up to the other side, unhook the gold medallion, bring it back. We're in 3rd place at the moment. Bring the customs officer back, but we have to finish 2 places higher up than the Germans to win the silver Jeux sans frontières trophy here tonight. Can Edinburgh do it? With 35 points, 7 points at stake here. They won't represent Great Britain at Blackpool no matter what happens, but they could come with a trophy, making our 3rd, our best year ever if they do come in. We've never had 3 silver trophies in our lives, Great Britain. The French are coming in. The French and the Germans, where are we? The Germans are coming in 3rd place. Great Britain. The Dutch have won it. The French are coming in. The game finishes when the maroon goes up. The Germans are coming in. There we are. We're struggling. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it because the Germans are putting up their dummy now, and they light the maroon, and we've fallen at the last hurdle. We're still struggling. The two boys and the two girls are struggling away, and we don't finish. The Germans have got it. The Dutch finished first, but that won't help them. We finished next to last, which is bad news for us. Which is a pity.
Liechtenstein op de 5e plaats. Ik zeg u dus nog geen punten.
Belgium, 4th place.
But we shall still finish second overall,
Germany, 3rd place.
which is very good. A good show by the Edinburgh team.
France, 2nd place.
They were up against it, chasing 46 points of Newbury, but they made a brave effort.
Holland, 1st place.
Don't have the cheers go up.
Van deze laatste wedstrijd. De points komen van Guido.
For Italy, 1 point.
Silvio Marina krijgt 1
Well,
punt.
up they go. 21 points
21.
running total for the
Great
Italians.
Britain, 2 points.
2 for us. We finished with 37.
37 totaal.
Liechtenstein, 3 points.
Liechtenstein 3 komt ermee op 34.
Belgium, 4 points.
Aalter 4 komt op 28.
Germany,
So
5
here we go. That's 5 points for the Germans. Makes them 42.
6 points.
Saint-Gaudin 6
And the
punten
French.
komt op 32.
And Holland, 7 points.
And
En
last,
Nederland 7 punten.
the winners,
komt daarmee op
36 for them.
En wij zien
But the
dames en
Germans, the
heren, dat
winners,
die avond
Ettlingen
gewonnen
with
is
42 points, second Edinburgh with 37, and third were the Dutch with 36. Fourth were Liechtenstein in their first ever essay at Jeux, fifth the French, sixth the Belgians, and last of all the Italians. So the Belgian team, Hail, the Swiss, Neufville, the Germans, Ettlingen, the French, Arbois, Great Britain, Newbury, the Italians, Jesolo, and the Dutch team, Elvarenbeek. Well, that's it. Those 7 teams, the best of Europe this year, will contest our grand final in Blackpool, and what a bonanza it's going to be. A magnificent, staggeringly magnificent show. The greatest show on earth.
And from Groningen, from me, good night.
And from Stuart Hall in Groningen, good night. Hope you enjoy the show, and see you for the final next week.